to get the answer from people that he expects he considers they're uncooperative.
Weird. That's weird. Stull v. Butler. Yeah. But that's bad. That's not good.
Did you find anything? Jacob Butler, Jakob Beutler.
Okay, I just put the camera back on. State v. Butler. Where are we here now?
No,
Stull. Barry, this is how tired I am. Is Stull, you have now been merged into state in my brain because I'm in a state of Barry Joe induced hypnosis. Okay, Stull v. Butler, your state. No, Stull. Do you know, I think I had some Stull in my family tree. I told you this. We might be cousins. We might be cousins like 400 centuries ago.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, Stull. Okay, I like this. I like Pacer Monitor. I love it. Barry, do you know, this was like, I was never so happy as paralegal school. That was like my happiest time of my life. I loved it. And what was such a drag is I thought I had to come up to Portland State University and get a stupid 4-year degree. So in case I ever wanted to go to law school, and then I've just been like permanently derailed fighting for survival and the people and whatever. It's just kind of like law school would be cool. It's just the dorks you'd have to hang out with that is the concern, maybe, or the cost, or that. But the thing that I was kind of obsessing on is jurisdiction. Like, would I really want to go to law school in somewhere as backward as Oregon or Washington? Like, would I want to be a lawyer in People's Republic of China? Let's just say that. Or like, do I want, and it's like, how oppressive must the fascism be before I'm just like, rather be crushed by the tanks in Tiananmen Square, personally, you know, like, oh my God. It's like, a weird thing about California is it is a mix of extreme liberalism as well as extreme law and order stuff. And the absence of law and order I find fascinating too, but I generally have more safety, but like worse. I don't know how to describe it. It's just life, I guess. Life. Leben. So is Leben.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Okay. Good night.
What's up?
Should we? No, I can go another hour, Barry. I really can. I'm a 4 a.m. insomniac, but I am getting tired.
You are?
Well, I'm trying to upload videos, and it's not going as fast as I want it to because they're all like 20 minutes long. Barry Joe stole you. I'm telling you, dude. We just founded a university.
Yeah, why not? It's better than a religion. Because at a university, you can talk about all the religions.
But we still must have cults of personality and cult leaders, but it's going through this semi-anonymized university format, so nobody thinks we're programmed cult victims in academia. No. So Lawrence Lessig is suing the New York Times because he was defending Jeffrey effing Epstein's dirty money polluting Harvard and MIT, mostly MIT for him, but no. But it's like freaking Lawrence Lessig, who's a Gemini, who, you know what, I think Barry Joe Stoll could give. I would love to see you in an argument with Lawrence Lessig, because Lessig is, he thinks he can do like, it's like a rock garden of abstractions, never getting to a point, but getting to less and less meaning as he gets more and more abstract. And then he's like, you misinterpreted me. So he's like saying to the New York Times that they misinterpreted him, but it's like, no, the fact that you contradict yourself in your own article on like paragraph 3 does not mean that them correctly interpreting article 1 is like actually defamation. So he's got a new website for his new lawsuit. And it's almost like a PR stunt where it's like, yeah, Leslie, we know you're a glory hound. You were considered a genius once, but now that you're defending a pedophile pumping money into a school, people are starting to like, 1 plus 1 is starting to equal 2. And the fact that your whole salary is based on like a bloodbath of blood money is starting to get on people's nerves. And you're picking the wrong side of the debate. But the thing is that's also kind of complicated is he is a child sex abuse survivor who fought on behalf of child sex abuse victims of the same school where he was molested by his choir director. And I, as if, fellow victim, I love him. In my heart, he will always be my fellow victim. But I'm afraid of his psychology has just, like, he's plummeted or he's falling apart and turning into, it's almost like he's applying his Stockholm syndrome to the rest of the world and explaining, no, this is how we organize this, like, academic Stockholm syndrome where we compartmentalize the child rapist's financial backing because he's so brilliant and blah, blah, blah. But he's so polluted with his own protection of his own little friends and everybody. It's just like he's missing the train, and it's Twilight of the Idols type stuff, like Nietzsche, Twilight of the Idols.
No,
Goodbye, idols. Bye.
Am I supposed to?
Clickbait Defamation. Twilight of the Idols was a good book. Yeah, and Clickbait Defamation. I haven't watched his videos, though. Maybe that's what I should treat myself to, is like a little... But Lawrence Lessig is almost like one of those academic figures that becomes a little bit of a cult persona. But then it's like, maybe your cult fans are just going to walk out of the auditorium one day when you stop making any sense. And the thing was, his latest shtick, which it used to be copyright law, but then that got boring because the internet got more free, is like his shtick is corruption in government. And I'm like, he's pissed people off because he's like, no, you were running on an anti-corruption platform, Lawrence Lessig, remember? Protecting pedophiles is corrupt, duh. Like, and he's just, he's refusing to look at the facts, or like, I don't know he's just kind of like, it's almost like a specialization in rationalization that becomes a disability that is cultivated in academia that makes education so dangerous. It's that they become capable of rationalizing away atrocity, and it's concerning. Those are my first impressions. And I've tried to have a few little confrontations with him on Twitter. Like, I'm not super harassing him because, like, it's to the point where, like, only one person will retweet his tweet because he's tweeting garbage. And it's like, Lessig, what happened? It's like, and it could be like, in 10 years he might have full-on Alzheimer's or something. I have no idea what his problem is. But it's not looking good. And he's at the age when it starts. But, okay, whatever, Lessig. And people are laughing at him because it's like, it's almost like, I meant to point out, well, hey, if you're going to sue the New York Times, why don't you sue on behalf of Woody Allen's victim? When the New York Times was stumping for Woody Allen, willing to take, Harvey Weinstein down, on the fence about Bill Clinton. It's just like, we've got, like, the Me Too Time's Up reckoning is still, it's like this big, gigantic, it's like the Grim Reaper of the patriarchy. It's just really taking down some overgrown weeds that need to be taken down, but it's kind of like, I figured out that men need glass ceilings too. In fact, they need plexiglass boxes to keep their, patriarchy to themselves. Oh, and you know what's one of the most offensive things? Because, people veer off into homophobia, Okay, so catch this. On driedsalmonproboards.com, this, accused, okay, here's the letter from Ron Brown I was going to read from September 17th to 2000. Oh, I've got it. I need to copy these into a blog that sanitizes them from some of the more inflammatory stuff I don't dig. But basically, okay, his little stalkery type dude calls him his emotional, oh my God, no, I'll just go back and read it because it was so just actually goofy. He calls Joshua Markey, our famous district attorney that was like a hard ass, and his
Oh yeah.
they call it no, this is not meant to be homophobic because I'm GLBT, but they call him his mental homosexual partner Ron Brown, and then it says are child molesters who are unconvicted but deserve to have the book thrown at them for their consensual abuses of their own humanity and ours. But this is the defender, Kirk Fraser, of the child the alleged grandpa who's raping the 9-year-old girl or the 6 to 9-year-old girl. And it's this email thread, and then Kirk Fraser or Fraser, I don't know how he wants to say it, but it's he's basically saying no, this is I have to send you this letter because it's ex parte contact, and then he has oh my god, he's basically so extreme. He's excoriating. Could I say that? Excoriating. And yeah, and I can't tell that he's actually. He could be like the deluded best friend from the golf club who's like, my buddy would never rape his granddaughter. You know, like it's but he's going above and beyond by posting. Oh my god, he still exists on this forum, and it was almost like tried salmon message board. Oh, I'm not logging into their creepy message board. Oh my god. Yeah, and it's ooh gosh, and this is not the case that I was trying to find when I actually found all of this. So I'm on page 2 of the I'm going to go to page 2 again. And page 2 brings me to the Oregon State Bar does not accept complaints about judges. So basically, there's just this battery. So Judge Matthias is listed in September 16th. Basically they're making an amicus brief, and then that has to be copied into the prosecutor. And oh my god! So he's got his massive. Oh, he's got a timeline. He basically has defense-related material. Oh my god. And it's like it's kind of hard on me because I don't even know this case in the slightest, other than he's been twice convicted. He's now going to be retried. Or maybe he was. Like, it could have been last June, but knowing how slow they are with everything, maybe it hasn't even happened yet. And he's out on bail. He's out on bail now. Alleged victim's name was changed to comply. Let's see. Thomas Michael Kelly, sentencing memorandum. Oh my gosh. How about, okay, I'm going to skip down to 6 and see if it keeps going. So I think there's exactly 6 pages of chat forum, like really old web looking chat forum. And, it's bitter and gross. It's bitter and gross, but I would worry that this pro board might disappear and it needs to be backed up. Or some of this stuff could be really insightful from bad sources. Insightful information from bad sources, is that a thing? Or like insightful information from, well, I'm finding it hard to understand. Oh, but basically, I think they're trying to say that. Wow. Oh no. It was like he was sent to prison on lies, or somebody lying. Oh, I don't know. Now it's like, Kirk, how come you know so much about Tom Kelly? Rumor has it that he actually told you he'd spend hours at your house where you tried to cleanse his spirit, fill his heart and mind with Jesus, and help him ward off Satan. Oh gosh, so Annie, the girlfriend, is basically outing the pedophile's defender as being a Jesus freak that is, his believer, his true believer. And then Concerned Citizen says, Annie Sincere, the only one who ever posts here, who has some actual connection to Kirk Fraser. Would it be correct to assume that you've actually met him in the real world and know something of him? Everyone I know who comes here to, oh my god, it's like Small Town 2008. Okay, this is like historic Clatsop County message board. It's still up. Anyone wonder what happens when Satan is supposedly inside of Kirk's soul before Kirk, using powers far beyond those of mortal man, kicks Satan's ass and casts him out? Oh God, God does stop certain kinds of evil, such as angels who married earth women, and eventually he stopped Satan. I have to cast Satan out of me all too frequently. Yes, we must love it, but it must be God's love, not merely man-generated love. Dude, this is one psychedelic blog. Threatening. Okay, good old Kirk Fraser. He's that freak that was threatening the defense attorney, the judges, and everyone else that they had to have the metal detector and stuff for that Kelly sentencing the other day. You know, the perv that is going away for 36 years for molesting the little girl. Story was in the Daily Historian. That's Kirk Fraser, someone who thought the girl made it up or some BS like that, and that his buddy was innocent. That's a friend of McGee's. Dried salmon. Okay, what's this link? So this is what I was reading when you called.
Dried salmon.
Dried salmon, that's classic.
Yep. So that's 2008.
This is 2009, but this case is still dragging on, which is helping me understand why Matthias and Ron Brown are like at burnout. It's because they've been treated like terribly by the message board, but I don't see why they should be bitter about the whole damn internet. And then it's sort of like, why do they assume that the landlord is the innocent person? Oh, because he pays $6,000 a year in property tax on that one little property. So therefore he purchased some innocence because he's funding their salaries indirectly. And I'm the bad guy because I'm the firebrand. Basically, I just called it the kill the poor strategy. I'm like, yeah, the kill the poor strategy of the county elite. It's getting a little old. Like, you want to like inflict your slums and sex pests and whatever on us. But maybe I need to like. Well, one of my theories about Ron Brown that I figured out is I don't need to have like a white horse fantasy about him saving me from the sex abuser. I have to realize I am protecting Ron Brown from a man, you know, slightly my age, a little bit older, people in their 40s. He's 49. He attacked me when he's 46. This man is essentially abusing the DA by trying to brainwash the DA into seeing some little weird story in his mind, and that the DA is another victim of this attacker, who's sort of a master manipulator, con artist type, who thinks he can get away with it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah, you know, phone probably is, because that's just the way it is.
Yeah, okay.
I unplugged the battery, and so on and so on.
I'm going to have some more of my Coca-Cola latte. It was so good. It was really good. My soy milk.
Okay.
Good night, Mary Jo. Thank you. It was fun.
It was fun chatting with you.
Okay.
We'll solve the world's problem later.
Sweet.
Did you know the kids had a panel of the Ninth Circuit of the Court of Appeals say that they have to take their climate change case. They have to take that to the electorate or the public at large. The court isn't in place. The Ninth Circuit said, but it was a 2-1 vote of a panel. So the kids are going to ask the whole Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to.
Is it illegal for preteens to voluntarily sterilize themselves? Is that the wrong thing to say? They have to wait till they're like of age to sterilize themselves for the planet, for the climate emergency. I think they have to wait till they're 18. But you know, some doctors won't do it because they'll assume that you really want children later. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good night.
That was the big legal news today.
Okay, those kids, the climate. Yay, Rob. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, the environment, but if I was a true environmentalist, I'd commit suicide. Duh. Because I've got a terrible ecological footprint. I keep throwing plastic in the landfill. That's bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's, humans are just, I'm a vegan. That's one nice thing I can do. I recycle, I dumpster dive.
There you go. Okay, well, I better gotta get some rest. I
Good
can't play
night.
ball.
Good
Couldn't
sleep.
go.
Sweet dreams,